Hi, it's Warren from the International Colorist Academy. I'm here in Manhattan running some ICA Resolve classes, and I just wanted to share this commercial I've worked on recently, shot on the Canon 5D, directed by Davros. Shot it on the Canon down in Sydney. I graded it in Brisbane on my setup. We work remotely on it. As you can see, starts dark, pretty dark, and you think that she's in trouble, she could be the victim. But then as the ad goes on, I try to induce warmth by using windows and shapes coming all the way through, and as it gets through to the middle part, the grade is pretty similar, and then right towards the end you get a very warm sunlight look. So I've obviously got the final grade at the top there and the offline ungraded at the bottom. So brought that down, keyed it, tracked that across, and then overall we're cooler in the image. And it's got to be mindful though when she comes in that we've not darkened her off too much there. So we're still okay there. Obviously moving on to the next shot, again we've come down, but there is a key that is bringing her skin tone back through. Got to watch that we're not inducing any sort of noise in that shadow area under the chin, so I was pretty mindful of that. And then I obviously keyed that red on her dress there just to bring that down, because that was still a little bit too strong, so we brought that down in that area. If we move on here, so I wanted to try and take it out very slowly. So if we look at this shot here, obviously skin tones, there's a few windows and shapes on that, making sure that we have a reference to obviously skin in the previous shots, and the wide shot where we had a reference that was obviously very orange and quite Canon looking. Here this one did get a little bit grainy. Used a bit of noise reduction in that just to quieten that down. That was one of the harder ones to grade. And now we're moving on, we're still desat but not as blue. So we may be getting a sense that something's changing. As we get to here, you can see pretty similar now, but there is a window up there in that right hand side there. So you can see that across there I've tried to bring in as if we've got warmer light. Maybe something is happier. These are pretty similar, these two shots now. Not too much happening to the top one, just always balancing and taking some of that again warmer orange stuff out of the bottom ungraded stuff there. That red was keyed and brought down because that was just too hot. Actually did a little bit of work on the skin tones of the little guy on the right. His hat came down and his blue uniform was keyed and brought up to match. So there was a bit of secondaries going on these guys, and obviously a little window bringing in a grad and a window bringing up the shadow on the left there. Always love shadows. If you can bring up shadows, always try and do that if you can. Moving on, yeah, we're definitely getting a feel now that things are happier. Not too much in here, just always protecting our talent, looking at the skin tones, and again bringing up shadows here. You can see how there's little shapes in there, just popping the shadows on top of the washing machine, the shadow behind it, and as it moves in we can see it's now warmed up and it's supposed to be a beautiful morning with little shapes, again little shadow, just using windows with quite a lot of graduation on them. Davros wasn't actually with me, he was in Sydney working on another job, so he sent me the files and I just graded away, and we probably did about 4 goes backwards and forwards. So I just took these files, pulled them down off of Dropbox, I think maybe it was, ProRes 422, brought those down and graded them, and then I was sending back low-res H.264s back to him. He was looking and giving me comments and feedback, so we ping-ponged this around a little while, and but I enjoyed it. It was a fun thing. If you want to know any more, then come to the International Colorist Academy, or look at us on Facebook or Twitter for any more information on colorist training classes. Thanks very much.